Yo guys, what is going on? It's your boy Chicago back with another banger of a video. And for today's video, we are going to be following up the tier list kind of idea. But today is going to be the top 10 pros in the world, in my opinion. Again, this is another little fun video where I tell you my opinions. I'm going to give you a little bit of reasons why I have these players ranked where they are. And if you guys enjoy this type of content, which I think you are, the views definitely been going up, and that's what I love to see. I'm going to keep doing it and keep giving me suggestions down in the comments below. But first, if you guys are enjoying the content, it means a lot if you guys can just leave a like and subscribe. Let's hit a goal of 750 likes for this video. That'd be sweet. But yeah, you can always do it. It's free. If you don't like it, whatever, you can unsubscribe in a week. It's free, but it just helps your way out, you know? But anyways, for today's video, let's get the top 10 pros in the world starting now. Let's go. But first of all, I got to start off with my honorable mentions. People that could make the list on a day, maybe over a period of time. But if I'm going to start with my honorable mentions, I'm first going to go with Arsenal on SSG. SSG, in my opinion, was the strongest they ever were because of Arsenal's play. And that was back in the fall. And that was just when Arsenal was kind of like the best player on the team, in my opinion. And he's always stayed and remained solid. So he's definitely been right outside that top 10. And especially if he's in that top form where SSG's playing well, then he would definitely make the top 10. Up next, we got Atomic. And this is the EU Atomic on Team Queso. This team has been on the rise since kind of the beginning of the season, but they're starting to hit their highest of highs. And he's, in my opinion, the best player on that team. He's kind of one of the future players in EU where I think he'd be around for a long time. And you'll see his name pop up more and more. So that's for EU Atomic right there. And then another EU player I'm going to go with is Alpha 54. A player is usually on people's top 10s list. But so far this year and this season, I think he hasn't lived up to his expectations, which is pretty crazy considering he's right outside the top 10, which shows his potential and how good he is. But I think with a little bit better results, maybe a little bit you just see Alpha carrying a tournament, he would definitely slide up in that top 10. But for right now, I'm going to put him right outside of there. And to finish off the honorable mentions list, I'm going to go with Reddles. Reddles, again, another key SSG player, probably been the best player on SSG as of this split. He's definitely had his moments, but again, a really solid team like Arsenal can help his team win when he's playing the best, and they're just doing very solid right now, probably because of Reddles, but not usually a top 10 player, but he's definitely on his way if he can keep performing like this. But all right, let's get into the list. You see, starting off with number 10, I'm going to start off with an EU player, and it's going to be Archie. Archie is a 15-year-old kind of phenom that I never heard of because I just don't follow EU that much, I'm going to be honest. And this kid is taking his top looks team, which is, his teammates are not bad at all, but he's taking this team and put them in a top 4 slot, I believe, in EU with some crazy, insane performances by him, which is just kind of absurd, like the skill he's putting out at such a young age and just like where he's put his team with all the pressure that RLCS brings. So that's why I'm going to have him at number 10 with a bright future. I could see this kid definitely going up the list with just more time easily. But up next, number 9, we're gonna go with the actual living GOAT himself. As of right now, I'm gonna put TurboPolsa number 9, just because what can you say? Besides the land factor, let's get rid of lands. Let's get rid of the 4 championships he's won. This man TurboPolsa has gotten kicked from NRG, joins an up and coming squad in Envy with Atomic and Mist, and just comes in and wins, and is now on the questionable like top 10 team, not top 10, sorry, top team in NA, questionably the world. But that's just crazy. He performs as well. He helps teams win. So just because of that factor alone, take away the world champions, the way he can help his team win is just unmatched. He can do it to every team he's joined. So because of that reason, you got to put him in the top 10. Up next, I'm actually going to have his teammate. I'm going to have Atomic. Atomic, again, was a young prodigy that was actually banned for his first years of competing. For other reasons, but he came in and he's shown up ever since he's been in the RLCS, and he's only getting better, and now he's on a winning team. Again, he's on Envy. He's Envy's maybe most mechanical player, which is hard to say just because that team just plays so well rounded, they don't even need mechanics. Yeah, Atomic on his way up, gonna keep climbing the leaderboards, and he's definitely a huge factor to why Envy's been winning, and he's just overall on his day he could be the best player in the world. But up next, I'm actually going to go with Astral. Now, Astral is, I think, undoubtedly the most mechanical player in Europe, maybe even the world. But just because of that doesn't put him in the top 1, you know. His team has been struggling, and results do matter a little bit. but Astral's just ability to like take over a game with his mechanics, and he can like 1v3 series, even though his team's not doing too hot, is you got to put in the top 10 just for that, in my opinion. So he's going to land at number 7. Number 6, we're going to have the only SSG player actually in the top 10, which is Sipical. Sipical is probably SSG's most consistent player and definitely usually on top of his game. The dude had the ability to 1v3, and he just can still do it nowadays. He's always going to be consistent. He's always going to be rock solid. He helps that team win. He's just always crazy hard to play against. His defense is solid. His offense is crazy. His midfield game. Just overall, probably one of the most solid players in NA, if not the most solid. But going to the top 5. Drum roll. Number 5. We got the first energy player, and that's going to be Justin, the man himself. Justin, everyone knows, questionably the most mechanical player in the world. Not his greatest season, I would say, like ever stat-wise, but the dude's still performing. The dude still shows up. He wins. He's on the best team in NA via points. They are number 1, and that definitely could not have been done without Justin. He's always going to be mechanical, a threat on the field with his abilities. So just for that reason alone, he's kind of like Astral, except the NA version, and his team actually has been performing. So that's why he's going to be at number 5. Number 4, we are actually going to go with his teammate. The most consistent player on energy, in my opinion, and probably overall best if I had to rank the entire season, it's Garrett G. Garrett is the man who literally always adapts to the meta. Literally, that's why he's been to 9 world championships, or 8 technically, but would have been to every single one, is because he always adapts. But the key is he also adapts and becomes one of the best. So he's always been adapting to these new metas, and he becomes the best at it, or one of the best. And his consistency throughout the entire season, I think he's maybe had a couple bad tournaments, but most of the time you're going to see him performing the best on energy. And over a long RLCS X season, that's why I'd have him above Justin. Getting into the top 3, I'm going to have Envy's Mist. This kid has kind of been under the radar and had a really solid season, probably in season 9, but people just don't really look at it. He is probably unquestionably the best defensive player in the world, and it's definitely just, his defense is rock solid. It's impossible to get through sometimes, which is just crazy, and it really frustrates opponents, to be honest, on his good days. But then again, his offense is really good. He can hit those mechanical shots when he needs to. He's always going to be smart and solid, and usually he's going to make the right play. So he's just a really frustrating player to compete against, because he's always going to be making the right decisions, and he's just going to be so tough to beat, especially with solid teammates like he has, where they can let him do his thing. Number 2, now this might be questionable, but I'm going to have Monkey Moon. Monkey Moon, the star player on BDS, which is the team that just absolutely dominates EU, right? The man just killing the game, dominating EU. I've seen him have the 1v3 ability. I've seen him have the great defense. He's kind of like Sipical, but he's just on the best team in EU. And I've seen him just always make the smart and right decisions, as well as he shows off those flashy plays when he needs to. And he can take control over a game, sometimes a series, and just win it. And to be on that kind of a caliber team where they're just dominating the entire region, he has to be in the top 2 for that. But for the number 1 player in the world, if you guys haven't guessed it by now, I'm going to go with First Killer. First Killer is the man who, if he is not even at his peak, he can still 1v3 series. His just solo play ability to control the game with his playstyle, with his mechanics, with his speed, with his decision making, with his 1v1 ability, it's literally unmatched. He can, when he's at his peak, Rogue is gonna most likely find the finals of that tournament, just because of how good he is and how tough he is to beat, with everything combined with his defense, mechanics, decision making, all that. And his team just helps him out, supports him out, lets him do his thing, and because of that, he gets to actually shine and show what he's able to do, and what he's able to do makes him the best player in the world, in my opinion. But that is actually going to be it for the top 10 pros in the world. If you guys liked it, it was a little bit speed run, but I just want to make a quick casual video that you could just watch while you're eating or something. I don't know, just something fast, you know, that you guys would enjoy instead of a long drawn out video. But if you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. It means a lot. But anyways, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, evening, night, morning, wherever you are. Chicago out. Peace.